Good afternoon, Jeep Jeepers, and welcome back. Today we're going to be making a Brummer Jeep just a little bit cooler. So if you guys have ever owned a Jeep with a 4-litre straight 6 motor before, or have one now, you'll know that the motor is just not actually designed and set up particularly well with heat. The hot side and the cold side are on the same side. The exhaust manifold is directly underneath the intake, so all the hot air will be going up and making something that should be cold hot. So the intake pipe actually goes up and over the motor as well. So I've already wrapped that, just trying to get rid of some of the heat that would go into that. It's definitely helped a little bit. But today we're going to be wrapping the injectors and the bottom and side of the intake manifold. So hopefully this is going to cool it down a lot. There's probably a couple of other things we can do, like bonnet vents, bigger fans, and a couple of things like that. But it's for future. But now there's just a nice little cheap thing we can do to reduce some heat under the bonnet. Woo! Alright, so as you can see, I've already wrapped the intake pipe and the side of the airbox to reduce hot air going into the intake. It's definitely reduced the air quite a bit, but today we're going to be wrapping the injectors and the intake manifold itself. Alright, so all I'm doing is cutting off a small section of the heat tape and popping on and wrapping it around each injector. So I've done all 6 injectors. So how I did the intake pipe is I cut into sections because you can't really twist this one. If it was heat wrap, you could just twist it around, but I just cut off sections and just did each little section individually. You can kind of see there's a small line of each section, and then the same with the intake box. Sweet, now let's get on to doing the intake manifold itself. Alright, I didn't film it, but I've just finished doing the underneath of the intake manifold there. It's really tight underneath because the exhaust manifold sits right there and comes up, so it's really tight to get your hands in there, and it's really hard to film in there. So I've done the whole underneath of the intake manifold, I've done my intake pipe, and I've also done my injectors. Hopefully that's going to be enough to cool down the motor. Maybe in the future I'll get some bonnet vents and maybe a bigger fan, or maybe even another fan mounted to the bonnet to draw hot air out. But I think for the time being, having the intake box, the intake pipe, the injectors and the intake manifold is definitely going to help with reducing that amount of heat that actually enters the motor. It's not very hard to do. It's a good little weekend project that can help in a big way. Now this little roll of gold heat tape I bought off eBay. I think it was $10 for a 5 meter roll, so pretty cheap. You can get different colors. You can get silver, gold, white and black. I went with the gold because I think it looks great against the black Jeep, but all in all I'm really happy with that, and hopefully it's going to make slightly to medium difference. I don't expect a huge difference, just because it's a hot motor, and I live in Australia, so there's not too much you can do, but this is definitely going to help a little bit. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching me trying to reduce the heat in my engine bay. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button and please hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber I get always puts a new smile on my face. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.